I have a project I'm going to set up, and I already have one pattern selected to look at. But what I have, since I can have PVM on two computers, I decided I would just install PVM on my Statler computer. And yes, I do have the capability of connecting this to the internet. And I like having it here. I don't have these keyworded, not at this time, but here's what I want to think about. I'd like to look at a couple of more patterns, and one pattern I know that I want to look at is cloud meander, and another one is cotton candy. So I can just put in the search box cloud meander and click the little arrow here, and there it is. And I really believe I've already downloaded this into my PVM folder, but if I right click and export it and go to my C drive and my PVM export, click OK. If it says it exported one pattern, that's good. Now another pattern I want to look at is this cotton candy. I'm just going to put in cotton and see what comes up. Here we go. Here's a cotton candy, and there's another one I want to look at. I'm going to go ahead and put this pattern here in my PVM folder. I'll just right click, export it, and go to my C drive, the PVM, export it and see what happens. It's exported one. Okay. Now I'm going to look for another pattern, but I have to think of what I want to do. Okay, I've come back up with my CS6 program, and if I want to look at different patterns, I'm just going to go to my folder for the PVM export and just look in there. Here's my export folder. Okay, I already have the 30s flower, and let's see what else can I find. There's the cloud meander right there, and let's see, find that cotton candy. I held down my control key and I have them both selected. I can just put those on the preview window. I'm done. So now I have 3 patterns I can look at. I'm going to put each one on the screen. I have that one set at 15 inches. I'm going to set this one at 15 inches high. Check this one, it's 18. I'm going to change it to 15. And we'll just take a look here and see how everything is going to look. I'll put this one on the screen. I like this pattern. I use this pattern quite a bit. And here's the cotton candy. I will put it on the screen. Then my third is this cloud meander. So now I have 3 patterns to look at. And I think for this particular quilt, I don't want this pattern. So now I'm looking at between these two, and I think maybe on this quilt I'm going to go ahead and use this cotton candy pattern. This pattern is by, I'm going to go down to the pattern. This is an Annie Bright pattern, and this one is Lori Thomas, and the 30s flower is Designs by Vicky. So that's how I go about looking at patterns now that I have PVM on my Statler. So that's just an idea that you might benefit from.